Welcome to the very first episode of our SDG series on legal stories. In 2015, global leaders came together with one ambitious vision, a future where everyone thrives and no one is left behind. They crafted 17 goals known as the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Today, we're diving into SDG 1, No Poverty, a goal that touches the lives of millions around the world. At its core, this goal aims to end extreme poverty for all people, everywhere, by 2030. But here's the thing, tackling poverty is not just about handouts or charity. It's about justice, fairness, and creating systems that protect and uplift the most vulnerable in our societies. Let's start by painting the picture of what poverty looks like today. Right now, millions of people are suffering due to extreme poverty, compounded by the effects of climate change, including severe droughts. Families in drought-prone areas are finding it harder to grow food, and their access to clean water is dwindling. But poverty isn't just about the lack of income, it's about the lack of access to essential services like healthcare and education. So how does the law come into play in solving these challenges? One of the most effective tools we have to fight poverty is social protection systems, laws that guarantee financial and social support for those who need it most. The SCT is designed to provide financial assistance to vulnerable households. Think families living in extreme poverty, child-headed households, and elderly citizens who have no one to care for them. But this is more than just giving money away. The law behind this program ensures that these citizens receive regular, reliable support to buy food and meet other basic needs. It gives them a chance to rebuild their lives and, more importantly, their dignity. Now, some might say, why not just rely on charity? Well, the law ensures that support like this is a right, not a favor or privilege. But the SCT doesn't stop at financial aid. It's also about empowerment. Beneficiaries are encouraged to invest this money in small businesses, sending their children to school and accessing health care. It's a ladder out of poverty, not just a one-time solution. And the law ensures that this system is fair, transparent, and accountable. It's written into policy that citizens who qualify can count on this support. That's the power of the law. It turns a noble idea into a real-life safety net for the most vulnerable. But how is this safety net created? That's where the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services comes in. This ministry is tasked with providing and promoting quality social welfare services to alleviate poverty, reduce destitution, uphold family values, and address juvenile delinquency. Their mission isn't just about handouts, it's about building a more inclusive society through targeted social protection mechanisms. The services they provide are divided into two categories. One, non-statutory services. These programs include initiatives like the Public Welfare Assistance Scheme and the Social Cash Transfer (SCT) scheme. Even though these programs are categorized as non-statutory services, meaning they are not directly mandated by legislation like statutory services, the law still plays an important role in its implementation and regulation. 2, statutory services. On the other hand, there are also legally backed statutory services aimed at more structured welfare provisions. These services ensure that social support isn't just a temporary solution, but a long-term commitment anchored in the law, ensuring continuity and fairness. But it doesn't stop with governments. You too have a role to play in this. Here's how. One way to create change is by advocating for policies that protect the most vulnerable. 2, support policies that matter. Let us encourage our representatives to pass laws that work for the people, not just big corporations. 3, hold leaders accountable. As citizens, it's important to ensure that the promises made by politicians, whether it's social protection or climate justice, are actually fulfilled. So how can you make a difference? It's easy to feel like the issue of poverty is too big to tackle, but change starts with small, meaningful actions. Picture this: a group of young activists from the Visionary Students Initiative standing at the heart of a local community school in Lusaka. They're handing over school supplies not just to support learners in need, but to inspire hope. These individuals have seen a gap and filled it. This isn't just charity, this is social justice in action, and you can be a part of this movement. Join the movement, and let's work together to make sure that we leave no one behind in the fight against poverty. Stay informed and empowered with legal stories. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.